Mike. Hello, my name's Aldean Ketchum, and Lightning Hawk is my traditional Ute name. Aldean learns to make flutes. A story about a White Mesa Ute boy. Aldean's grandfather made eating up flutes, but Aldean never paid much attention. Instead, he liked playing outside and having a good time with his friends. When Aldean grew up, he became curious about his grandfather's art. He asked his grandfather if he remembered how to make flutes. Grandfather did not hesitate. "Come to my house tomorrow," he told Aldean. "Bring your pocket knife and an axe." The next day, Grandfather and Aldean went into the cedar forest to select a tree. They spent all afternoon picking the perfect one. It needed to be a mature juniper that would not mind if they took part of it for a flute. Once they located the tree, they cut off only the section they needed. They were careful not to destroy the tree. Grandfather split the wood. Soon he had a piece he could shape into a flute. "A flute is a healing instrument," he said. Sitting on an old log, he patted the log, and Aldean sat beside him. "We use it to heal our inner spirit," Grandfather said as he opened his knife and began cutting the knobs from the wood. "Healing first begins inside. After we heal the inner spirit, we can heal the physical part of our bodies. A long, long time ago, the Puebloan Indians learned to make flutes." Grandfather continued. He shaved off the bark. They passed the knowledge down from generation to generation, from tribe to tribe. Many tribes know the power of the flute music. Now you will too, Lightning Hawk. As Grandfather worked, the shavings curled and fell to the ground. Aldean loved the pitchy smell of freshly cut wood. Grandfather carved until the woods grew dark around them. As the sun disappeared, Grandfather and Aldean picked up their tools and the piece of wood. They headed back through the forest to their homes. "Come back tomorrow," Grandfather called as they parted. "Making a flute takes time and care." Every day, Aldean went to Grandfather's home to help him create the flute. Grandfather hollowed the center and carved a mouthpiece. Next, he drilled 5 holes into the body, but he did not use any modern equipment. He used only his pocket knife. After he drilled the holes, Grandfather sounded each note to make sure the pitch and tone were perfect. Then he smooth oiled over the body of the flute. The next day, Grandfather finished the flute by tying feathers just below the mouthpiece. Aldean knew his grandfather sometimes carved animals or birds and glued them onto the flute, but he kept this one simple. Grandfather held it up for Aldean to examine. The polished wood glowed in the light. Then Grandfather placed the flute to his lips. As Grandfather played the flute, sweet Yagati music filled the air. He stopped halfway through the song, chuckled, and said, "This is your great-grandfather's song. I'm glad you want to learn how to make flutes. I will teach you how to play the songs of our people." Aldean spent many more hours with his grandfather, learning to make and play flutes. He continued that tradition today, so he can preserve the language and the healing songs of the Ute culture.